and welcome. Welcome everybody to this week's training. 5 days of training with me right here, 11 a.m. Pacific time on my business Facebook page. I'm so excited to be bringing this information to you guys. And if you are watching this live or in replay, please do me a favor. First thing, send a comment and say hello, or hit some hearts and likes along the way if I'm telling you anything that really resonates with you. Also, I want this to be fully interactive, so pop in and have questions, ask questions. Let's get involved in discussions as well. Again, whether live or replay, I'm going to go back to those replays and be checking in and helping you guys out with anything that you need to talk about. All right. So let's get started. We are going to talk about persistence today. Today is day one. We are going to be here, like I said, Monday to Friday. And each day at 11 a.m. Pacific time, I am going to be teaching you guys we're talking to you guys about a different way to create the results you're looking for in your life. You're here and you're watching this because maybe things aren't going exactly how you thought they may, and you want to know what is stopping you. Full content this week. This is not a sales call. I'm not pushing you to do anything that you don't want to do. I want you to have the results that you want to have. That is why I am doing this training. So I am going to talk to you today about persistence. Tomorrow, we are going to dig into attitude, and attitude from the inside, your real deep down attitude, not your personality attitude. Well, they kind of mesh, but anyway, we'll get into that tomorrow. And then we're going to be talking about faith versus fear, what the difference is between the two, and how you can shift from one to the other. And also, we are going to talk about making decisions and what that looks like, and why maybe we are reluctant to make decisions sometimes. And then on Friday, I'm going to talk to you guys about the 7 laws that the universe guides us through. There are 7 laws that create our world. And if we know them and if we operate within them properly, we can really and truly achieve massive things in our life. But we've got to start doing the right things in a certain way. And we're going to talk about that. So I am Connie Ann. Nice to meet you. Hi, Karen. Karen Johnson is watching. Hi, Karen. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. I am going to be talking to you guys every day about the materials that I go over with my clients, and again, starting with persistence. My story, I dug into this material over 7 years ago, and I had massive results in my life really quickly by applying the things I'm going to talk to you guys about this week. So if you do the things that I suggest for you to do this week, you will see a movement forward in your life. So I want you to really take a lot of notes, and again, ask lots of questions as we go through this. So I went from $20,000 a year income to $80,000 a year income really quickly by just doing these principles. So then from there, I dug in a little bit more, and I actually became a studier of the material from Mr. Bob Proctor, and that is what I use, and that's what I teach on. And all of the information that I work with is from a book that was written at the beginning of the 1900s called Think and Grow Rich. If you guys are familiar with Napoleon Hill, that is where a lot of this information comes from. And a little bit of background on that book, just in case you don't know, I'll go over it really quickly. The Think and Grow Rich book was written by Napoleon Hill. He was commissioned by Andrew Carnegie, who was, as far as we know, the world's first billionaire. And he recognized that there are things that some people are doing that are creating huge success in their lives, and there's people that are not having huge success in their life. And what is the difference? Because he did realize that we are all the same. We all have the same faculties, we all have the same abilities, so why are some succeeding more than others? So he asked Napoleon Hill, will you please devote your life to finding out what's going on and write a book on it? So through that process, we ended up with a book called Think and Grow Rich. The Think and Grow Rich book was adapted into records to a training program by Earl Nightingale. And Earl Nightingale brought the information that he broke down from the Think and Grow Rich book into a corporate program. So one of his salespeople was Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor worked for Earl Nightingale, and Bob eventually broke out and saw a different need to bring this to the world in a different way than Earl Nightingale was. And so he created a bunch of material and trainings. And if you know about Bob Proctor, he is all over the internet, and he is just such a generous and wise man. So I am really proud to call him my mentor and to be following what he teaches, because I know from my personal experience, this stuff really, really, truly works. So I am sharing it with you. Let's get into persistence. Persistence is a byproduct of one of our higher faculties. We have these higher faculties, or our inner tools that we have that we need to develop, like working a muscle. If you go to the gym and you work your muscle, right, you're going to build a muscle. If you don't use the muscle, it atrophies, right? So persistence is a byproduct of our higher faculty of our will, aka willpower. And when we are using our willpower in the right way, we will learn to become persistent. We want to have a sustained effort moving forward that shows us that we must have faith. And as long as we have the persistence and we keep moving forward, we are going to have the results we want. The other part of that is we must have a burning desire. What goal do you have? Do you even have a goal? I know we could walk down the street and ask 10 people if they have a goal, and maybe one will say yes, and we'll ask that one person, well, is it written down? Maybe. And is it written down in the present tense like you already have it, and do you read it every day? You are going to probably get a no. These are the things that we have to do. We need to begin to do the things that maybe we don't want to do, but they're going to get us there further. I have an article. I actually read it to myself every day. It is called The Common Denominator of Success, and it is by Albert E.N. Gray, and I'm sure you can find it online, and if not, let me know if you can't find it, and I will send you a PDF copy of it. One paragraph in here I just want to read, and this is in context of when people take a training, like, for example, the one you guys are doing this week with me. You leave the meeting, you leave the training, you're all revved up and all juiced up, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this. And then things kind of, you're good for a while, and then you fizzle out, and then you realize a month later that you've actually stopped doing all of these awesome things you learned at the training. So here is what he says around that. Any resolution or decision you make is simply a promise to yourself that isn't worth a tinker's dam, his words, not mine, until you have formed the habit of making it and keeping it. And you won't form that habit of making it and keeping it unless right at the start you link it to a definite purpose that can be accomplished by keeping it. In other words, any resolution or decision you make today has to be made again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. And not only does it have to be made each day, but it has to be kept each day. If you miss out on one day, the making and keeping of it, you've got to go back again and start all over. But if you continue the process of making it each morning and keeping it each day, you will finally wake up some morning a different person in a different world. This is what persistence does. You must persist. And the other part of being persistent is having an accountability partner. I talk to so many people that they're like, oh, I watch it on YouTube, and there's lots of free content on the internet about coaching and mentoring and how to move forward and how to be successful. But if you don't have somebody that you can call, somebody that will call you and say, hey, did you do that? Stop whatever you're doing right now and go do it. Then you want to make sure that you have somebody to talk to about it. When we are accountable to ourselves, we aren't going to get there. And I know that from personal experience. And if you think about things that you've maybe thought that you were going to do and never did, then you will understand that I speak the truth. So you must have the burning desire. You must wake up every morning excited to do what that thing is. So what is that thing for you? Write down on a piece of paper. I get my clients to do this. Go through everything you've ever wanted to do in your life, no matter how silly, no matter how ridiculous, even if you don't know how you're going to do it, who's going to pay for it, who's going to help you, just write it down. If you want to be a fighter pilot, if you want to own an island in the Bahamas, if you just want to pay off your mortgage, maybe your goal is to have a $10,000 a month income. Whatever that is for you, whatever it is, write down everything on that list and then break it down to the one that really, really would get you excited every morning if you knew that you could move towards it and never fail. And that is the beginning of your persistence as well. You must have a burning desire, something that gets you excited. If you don't, then you are going to just go back to your place of comfort. And we're going to talk about the place of comfort a little bit when we talk about fear over faith later in the week. But just know that it needs to be something that gets you excited. If you don't get up in the morning and go, yeah, I'm going to do this. Oh my God, I can't wait to open my emails and see all the amazing messages that are in there. Then we need to talk because you need to do that. You've got to have that. Okay. So there are many reasons why we don't accomplish, why we don't succeed at these goals, why we have these goals and it's a someday thing. Well, I have to tell you that we don't know what tomorrow brings. We actually really don't even know if we have a tomorrow. The only time, the only place that we have to act, to do things, to accomplish things is right here in this very second. So by watching this video in this very second, you are doing something to further yourself and make your life better. If you are binge watching Netflix, if you are playing a game on your phone, probably not going to help you get to your goal. So always be doing things in this moment that further your life. And whenever you're doing something, whatever you're doing, ask yourself while you're doing it, how does this get me closer to my goal? We have to have a goal. Humans are for expansion. We always want more. If we are a jumper, we want to jump higher. If we are a runner, we want to run faster. Tiger Woods, as a matter of fact, he was the greatest golfer in the world. I think we all know that, but he was, and perhaps still is. I don't follow golf. But my point is that when he was on top of his game, when he was the best of the best, he still took advice and learned how to be better because he wants more. We all want more. And if you say you don't want more, then I want to invite you to sit quietly and have a conversation with yourself, because the human spirit, the human experience is for expansion. It is for more. Whatever that more is for you, look for it, search it out. This needs to be incorporated in your goal that gets you moving forward. If you dread getting out of bed in the morning, probably maybe because you don't have something that is worthy of you, you're not working towards. You are on a treadmill, you are on the 9 to 5 grind, and you need to get off of that. You do need to pay the bills, absolutely, I get that, but you must have something that you are working towards. People that feel stuck, they're stuck for a reason. People that feel like they've hit an income ceiling, they are there for a reason. So you need to be on top of getting your goal started. So start that tonight. That is my homework for you, to write out your goal. Okay, so developing persistence, a definite purpose backed by your burning desire for its fulfillment. These are from Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. I'm just reading some passages from his book. A definite plan expressed in continuous action. So again, once you have your definite plan, when you know where you're going, you must have the roadmap to get there. If you get in your car and drive out of your garage and you don't have a place you're going, then where are you going? You could say, Bob tells a funny story in some of his trainings, that you can get in your car and you can say, where are you going? You say, I'm going west. Well, okay, well, when you go west, once you get there, you can still go west. There's not a goal, there's not a place. And you can go west a million different ways, but also you will never get there. That's what a lot of us are doing. I like to call it sleepwalking through our life. We have to cut that out. We must cut that out. So make sure that you are really involved in your idea and that you know what your destination is. If you plan to go on a holiday, you plan on going on a holiday to a place. So we need to live our lives that way as well. Does that make sense? How you doing, Karen? You got any questions for me so far? You doing good? Pop up any questions if anything does come up. I know I'm just kind of rambling on here, so feel free to interrupt me. I appreciate that. Thanks. You also must have a friendly alliance with one or more people who will help you and encourage you. Here is something that I really need you to get. When you are done with this training, when you make a decision of what you're going to do, what your big, huge goal is that you're driving towards, be careful who you tell it to. Be careful who you talk to about your dreams, your goals, and your ambitions. So many people ask everybody's opinion on, what do you think I should do? Do you think I should do this? Do you think this is a good idea? I'm here to tell you right now, most of those people, and especially the ones that are closest to us, those that we really love and admire, they are probably not going to support us. I have the most beautiful friends and family, and I really have to be careful where I go with my conversations sometimes, because my dreams and my goals, they are mine. Nobody knows what is in your heart. What you want is what you want, and they want what they want. We have beliefs and behaviors that are in our subconscious mind. I know I'm getting a little deep here, but bear with me. They are in our subconscious mind, and they have been there from the beginning, through our experiences, through what our parents taught us and told us, through actually some of it's even handed down as generational from generations, people we haven't even met that are our relatives. And so we need to work within what we have and what we know and what we believe is true for ourselves. And just because one person wants to be a jet plane pilot, that doesn't mean you do, right? We all have our own things. So if somebody tells you what you're going after is not a good thing, or, oh, why are you doing that? Nobody ever succeeds at that. Well, they don't know what you know. They didn't have the experiences that you had. They weren't on this training with you. They didn't hear Connie tell you, you can have, do, or be anything that anybody else does, has. You can do that. You know why? Because we are all the same. We all have the same higher faculties. We all have the choices. We all can think. Most of us aren't thinking, and we are going to talk about that later on this week as well. We must begin to think, and we can. Most people aren't. This is where the sleepwalking comes in. We can all do these things. So you've been in this training. You're hearing me talking every day this week. You're going to show up, and you are going to take notes, and you're going to do the things that I suggest that you do. And you are going to know things that nobody else in your peer group, in your family knows, unless they are joining you here. So you go after your goals. Don't let anybody stop you. They are your dreams. They're what you want. Don't even talk to people. You don't need people's opinions. You are an adult. You are a grown person. Make your decision for you. Decide what works for you. The right decision is the first thing you think of. If we get past that first thought, that first gut feeling, and we move into, well, I don't know if I should, or I'm going to think about it, you know what? Now you are using your emotions, you're getting emotionally involved in it, and you are going to talk yourself out of the one thing that you need to do. So whenever you have that gut feeling, when you see something and you're like, ew, I'm not eating that, or whatever that is your gut feeling. You walk away from it. If you look at something and you go, oh, hey, I could do that. That looks good. Yeah, more of that, please. Just do it. If it is moral, if it is just, if it's not hurting anybody, do it, because that is your intuition telling you, go for it. And that will drive you into your persistence and give you the momentum moving forward. This is something that you've decided for you, about you, for your life. Nobody else's opinion matters but yours. Just make sure that you're not hurting anybody. Then, like, go for it. What do you got to lose, right? In my life, I've always just gone for it. If opportunity knocks on the door, I always open the door and see what's there, and then I decide if it's for me or not. But I always consider that whatever God or the universe or whatever that is for you brings to you in your life, you were meant to see that. You were meant to receive that message. So just use that. Don't even ask people what they think. Don't even. Not even a little bit. Honor yourself. Honor your journey. Be persistent. My assignment for you for today, before tomorrow's training, number 1, be here every day at 11 o'clock. Be here on my training. Persistence, right? If you begin to do things every day on a schedule, that is developing your higher faculty of your will, and that is going to drive you to persistence. The other thing that I want you to do is to write down all of your big, huge, beautiful dreams and goals and wishes for you for your life. I absolutely give you permission to be silly, be ridiculous, even if it's flying a purple unicorn over a rainbow, whatever that is, write it all down. This is for you. Nobody else is going to see this. I want you to find your goal. Find your goal. I am also wanting to encourage you to consider, if you are having a struggle with that, to send me a message. I love talking to people about their goals. I do. I want to help you. So when you get that far, if you're stuck, let me know. Otherwise, tomorrow when we're on this call, pop up a message and ask me about it, and I will be happy to answer all of those questions. So I leave you with this. Imagine. We have one of our other higher faculties, our imagination. Sits right beside our will. Imagination. Imagine. Imagine if you persisted every day. Imagine if every day you did even one thing that moved you one step closer to your goal every day. Imagine if you did not care what other people thought about what you are doing, what you are thinking about. Because really, what people think about you is none of your business. What people think of me, none of my business. I have a purpose. I have a goal. I am not going to let anybody else's opinion stop me. So imagine if you didn't care what other people thought about what you are doing for your life, for your dreams, for your goals. What if you had no fear? What if all of the resources that you needed to get there just magically showed up in your life? And you know what? This may sound silly to you right now because I know we've just begun on this journey together, but when you are persistent, when you have your goal, when you study your goal every day, things will show up in your life that will shock you. I've had phone calls from people that I didn't know existed on this planet that helped me to move forward towards my goal. And I was like, who is this person? Why is this? But again, opportunity knocked. I opened the door, and this person was a gift to me from the universe. So that's why I'm saying don't care about where your goals are coming from. You just have to have the goal, have that burning desire. Start there. The rest of it will be based on faith, on persistence, on using your higher faculties in a perfect way, which again, I'm going to be talking to you guys about all this week. And just imagine your goal came true. Close your eyes and go there every night as you drift off to sleep. Go to that big, beautiful place, that goal that you just found out about. Go there. Feel it. Feel what it feels like. What if you were actually living there? A goal is a dream that you believe in, that you are persisting in, and that you are moving towards. So start being persistent. Start by being here every day. Start by writing out your goal. And I would encourage you every day to rewrite that goal. Every day. Do it twice a day even. Start persistently every day. Have somebody that you message every day when you write your goal out. Message them, just done. They know you've done it. That's the accountability part of it. Really, really important. Find one person that you believe in, that you trust, that you know will encourage you to your goal, that will tell you, go for it, you can do this. That person. That's your accountability partner. With my clients, I'm their accountability partner. So go find one and be theirs. Be each other's cheerleaders and do that. All right. So go find your burning desire. Go be persistent. And if you have any questions at all, please pop a message into here or private message me on Facebook, and I will answer your questions for you. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about attitude. Attitude is huge. I'm going to do some doodling on my whiteboard behind me, and we're going to talk about attitude. We're going to talk about our mind, how our mind works, and a little bit about thinking and how most of us are not thinking or not choosing the right thoughts. All of that's tomorrow. All right. Thank you for being here. Again, whether you're watching live or on replay, pop in and say hello so I know who's here. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Share this post, invite your friends in. Let's fill this group up and have an amazing week. Thank you so much for joining me. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. Bye for now.